Hello and welcome back to Guitar Medic. Today I have a special treat for you and we're going to compare two different basses from two different eras and two different countries. This 1988 Fender Jazz Bass made in Japan with this 2017 Fender Jazz Bass made in Mexico. So stick around to see how they compare. This black jazz bass was made in Japan in the year 1988. The bass was produced at the Fujigen plant, which is known for making some of the finest Fenders ever. This bass is part of the E series, which ran from 1984 to 1988, and it's considered to be of high quality and craftsmanship. It has a maple neck with a rosewood fingerboard and a black basswood body. It originally came with a white pickguard and two single coil pickups. It also came with a 4-saddle bridge and chrome hardware. This bass is similar to the one used by Geddy Lee of Rush, who used several made-in-Japan Fender jazz basses throughout his career, especially in the 1990s and 2000s, and has a signature model based on his 1972 made-in-Japan jazz bass. This bass is a rare and valuable piece of Fender history, and I really enjoy playing it, but it also came in horrible condition, and it was completely refinished by me. Here you can see just how bad the bass was before it was restored. At the time, all of the hardware had been replaced with cheap pot metal parts. And the pickups were complete trash as well. In the bridge, we had a second neck pickup instead of a bridge pickup, and they sounded terrible. So I replaced them both with two Basslines pickups. Basslines pickups were a brand name for bass guitar pickups made by Seymour Duncan way back in the 2000s and 90s. However, in the year 2022, Seymour Duncan announced that they would no longer use the Basslines name for their bass pickups, and instead they would be known as Seymour Duncan pickups. It has a Basslines hot stack on the bridge, which is a noiseless pickup, and a Basslines quarter pound on the neck, which is a very girthy sounding pickup. The bridge was covered with this hideous ashtray looking aluminum thing that they put on there, and it was really bad and old and not original. So I replaced it with a Hipshot high mass bridge. Here is some old footage of the bass in the middle of the restoration before I was able to source all the parts that I needed for it. On the other hand, we have the Surf Green made in Mexico jazz bass, and it was also refinished by me, and you can watch the complete refinishing process in this playlist right here. But other than that, it was completely original except for a few cosmetic bits. This one has an alder body and a maple fingerboard, so needless to say, this is not gonna be a completely fair comparison because of all the parts that have been replaced. But these are the basses that I have at the moment, and I wanted to see how they compare. So let's hear how they sound. So there you go, and which was your favorite? The black made in Japan jazz bass or the surf green made in Mexico jazz bass? Tell me down in the comments below. I'll tell you that my favorite is the black made in Japan jazz bass, but to be honest, I really love them both. And they both sounded and played really great and different to me. The Japanese bass has a more defined tone and a slightly slimmer neck that I really like. The Mexican jazz bass has a great tone for slap and an overall thicker tone, which is also very nice. Both basses were an absolute blast to play. Okay, so before we wrap things up, I just want to give you a quick reminder that if you like this content, don't forget to like, ring the bell, and subscribe. My goal is to reach 1,000 subs by the end of the year. So let's see if we can make it happen. And remember, your guitar is your patient, take good care of it, and see you on the next one.